That to me is hugely important. Anyway, good morning, everybody.
Yeah, Mark, and your rant.
Get carried away here. That's cool. Hey, Connie. Hey, Tom. It's here again. Awesome.
So how many messages did everybody send out yesterday?
Yes, let's go over that. How did it go? I'm excited. Yesterday was an exciting.
Yeah.
Who's number one?
How many did you send out?
Okay, let me go over mine. And I'm going to pull up the stats here. I made 26 brand new connections yesterday, meaning sending out just a friend request. There's two things. One, you have friend requests coming in, and two, you send out friend requests. So I accepted 26 friend requests coming in. No, that's not true. I said I accepted 15 friend requests coming in, and I sent 11 going out, new friend requests. So that's 26 connections. That's one more than I hoped to do. So that I'm excited about that. So I'm excited about that, the number of connections, and I put in 5 hours worth of work yesterday on this. So I can say it wasn't 100% productive, if you want to say it, on task, but it was close to 90, and 90 is good. So, and then out of that, I got 3 follow-ups done. I got 5 invites, which is huge. I think it's great that are taking a look at the video, and that's it. I'm really happy with yesterday, the way it went.
I started on my followers list because I had started previously on my friends list, but I want to redo it a different way. So I stopped with them. I started on followers only, sent out a message to 30, got 3 replies back to send information. I know I've got 1 follow-up today, and then I will continue on my followers list today. I mean, I think I've got more followers than I do friends. So I'll just keep sending these messages out. And if I don't, and I will probably do like a 1-minute video clip that I can send to each one of these people that I already sent the message to that didn't respond, and say, hey, I haven't heard from you. You follow me? What's up? Something. And then leave it at that until I get another response. And I did have 2 people drop off on my followers list, which is fine. I mean, they're following me. I never talked to them anyway. Now they don't want to follow me. Adios. So that's where I'm at yesterday going into today.
I'm more interested in how everyone is tracking every different thing and what you're tracking it on.
Okay.
That's behind me.
Yeah, let's go over that. Let's go over that today. Like, we'll have to get everything in, but I can go over what I was doing anyway, and then let's just share what we did yesterday. Anyone else want to? And then we'll go over how the tracking is so important, I think.
Okay. For yesterday, I did 10 Facebook new friend requests and accepted 5 Messenger. I sent out 12 new messages and got response back from 6, and then I sent it another response. Another social media thing, I don't know what it's called, is everything just about like pain management. Mine is I'm responding to like people with RLS, restless leg syndrome. I sent out 32 messages there. It's crazy, and got 10 responses, and I responded back. I sent out 10 videos, different videos, and 3 of them were viewed, or 3 viewed them. And emails, I sent out 8 and 1 opened. So, and my CRM I'm using right now is just the spreadsheet, the Excel spreadsheet, but I want to get into using one of the other ones. Either I still haven't got Penny working. There's also Asana I want to look into. I don't really like the Trello thing. Not for me anyway, but yeah.
I need some help with I need to have you show me how to fix that Excel sheet.
Sure.
Because mine didn't switch over to 2022.
Okay.
I'd like to start using it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll go over the list of ways to track. What's it called? You know what it is? Sauna, Penny, Excel, Trello is what I'm using actually. And then there's a couple.
Another
other
was somebody else mentioned HubSpot. I haven't looked into that either.
ones.
But it has a free version.
And then there's, what was the other one I had, this from the other day. We went over. Cool.
Some people
Okay,
use
that's
Google
awesome.
Calendar also.
That's amazing first day.
Some
isn't it?
people use what?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Tamara?
The
Some
left
people,
Google Calendar.
oh, you know,
Mhm.
Yeah. So HubSpot, Google Calendar, Trello, we can go over that because that's what I'm using, Excel. We can go over that. Penny, which is, are you using that, Dee, still? Penny? Yeah, so Dee's using Penny. And what was the other one? Sauna or something?
Asana, ASANA. Yeah,
Never-
I didn't like what she mentioned as far as Penny was, that you couldn't go in and see everything, I think. Because I want to see everything.
AS what?
ASANA.
ANA.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there's YouTube videos on there.
never heard that.
And then there's really true CRMs,
Mhm.
customer relationship managers, which is what all salespeople use. And they're way more powerful. They're very powerful, right? So there's pipeline, there's close, you know, and they all, you know, you can get free subscriptions on them, but they all cost monthly money. But wow, everything is right there. And if you're doing, you know, what we're doing, it's very beneficial. So.
As a
Okay.
psychologist in different organizations that I worked with, you had to track everything you did. I think I have a mental block, and that has finally, after so many years, it says, do not ever do this again. I just,
Yeah.
I'm finding myself so scattered with this now because I know that's in my brain here. And I just hated it. You have tracking every little thing you do and every little person and everything that's, yeah. I know attorneys have to do the same thing. I remember my husband.
Yeah,
calling
every
me.
hour, you know, making out your invoice, I charge you for 15 minutes worth of
Yeah.
hours.
Right.
For making my invoice, you're charging me. Yeah. So they have to track every minute they're working. But you know what I learned, Dolores? I had the same problem. I learned that those old habits are actually physical neurons in your brain.
Oh,
And you
yeah,
have
I
to-
know.
And you have to bring in new habits to make the other ones fade away. I had a hard time with that. Saying,
So they
I
get
don't wanna
filed
do-
in the back of the cabinet rather than in the front, up front. I can't get past it totally. I've started and I've seen
Yeah.
some success with what I'm doing now. So that makes it much easier to say, hey, it can be done again. You can do it again.
Cool. Dee, how did your day go?
My day, like Dolores said, was a little chaotic. It just started off with all the unique challenges, which just encourages me that, you know, I must be doing something great, because everything was like, no, this is a fire that's happening, and this is a fire that's happening, and da, 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 da. So I ended up just like before going to bed being like, okay, I just got to get these done. And then I just blasted them out, and I didn't write down anything. I just started sending messages to people on any platform, and I didn't write down anything. But like Dolores, because a lot of the things that I've had to work with has been so much heavy with tracking. I love making papers for tracking. It's so fun. And then using them is always the challenge.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I also recognize that for me, it's still that mental shift of like being okay with reaching out to people and not telling myself that I'm doing it because I want their money or whatever. And so I think this first week is really going to be me just saying, okay, no matter what, getting it done. Like last night, no matter what, just get it done. Just reach out to people. And then I'm praying that, you know, through just getting that part, that it'll somehow get in my spirit that, you know, I just got to work that out. That's my own thing. I'll work on it. Keep me in prayer, Connie.
Action is better than no action.
That's my thought. That's my, you know, my resting thought.
From what everybody's doing already, you continue this out for 90 days, things will happen. I mean, it's only the first day and
Right.
everybody's apprehensive and nobody is sure what they're doing or what they're saying. I'm gonna
It's
change mine
scared.
up a little bit. I mean, I sent 30 messages with only a few responses. I'll change it up to a different wording and see if it works any better.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday for me, I kind of felt over the last few months, like maybe disconnected just a little. And I had a few people ask me for info and I was like, oh, I just log into the app and then send them those teaser videos or whatever. And I'm like, I don't even know how to log into the app. I'm like, this is a mess. Like, do I even know where to send them? You know, I just forgot. So I did a lot of like hours of housekeeping. I'm like, who is on my team? Like, I don't know. So I'm a lot like Dolores. I was a special ed teacher for 16 years. So I had to track everything. And I just work faster and better if I have this old guy, you know, like my little in
That's
my
what I'm doing.
hand, right? And my phone goes off so much all the time. It just
Mine's
rings.
yellow.
I
Yeah.
cannot get stuff like if I'm on my phone, I'm gonna track. It just drives me insane. So I'm finding better results. I went through and I wrote down like, who's on your team? Like me and Brady, we kind of touched yesterday on the fact of maybe we're reaching out to the same people since we all know a lot of the same people. So I thought, okay, so if I know who maybe's down below me, I can say, hey, me and Brady, you know, we came up upon this. Mark had touched on that anyways of using your people, you know, get with Brady or get with Dolores, you know, who may be under. So I just kind of gathered my thoughts of like, how can I include all of us, you know, and because I don't even know, there's like Dawn was saying, how many people are on your team? I didn't even know that number. So I logged in yesterday and I got all my information down. I got my number. I got who was on my team. This is really, really embarrassing, but it happened. I had a girl named April. She's my son's friend. Like 2 days ago, she goes, I need that Alvita. Honey, do you still sell that stuff? I'm like, yes, April. And guess what? She goes, what? I'm like, you do too. You sell it too. You signed up under that. Oh, I did? I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And I thought, wow, I'm not even reaching out to my own team, like on that other side. I'm like, oh gosh, I've got to touch base and tell them like, hey, let's win this. Let's get into it. So I spent hours doing that yesterday. And then I met with this lady, Janet, and she's interested. So she said she'd talk more today about it. But we talked on a Zoom, which that was kind of different for me because I had never really talked on a Zoom with somebody face to face, but she's out in like California, you know, so I was a little nervous, but I had mentioned, hey, if you want to get somebody else in here, if we need to, you know, talk about that third party, whatever. She goes, no, that's all right. I mean, I trust you. I'm like, well, I guess that's where that know, like, and trust comes in, but she's known me from high school, so it might not go that well if it's just like some random stranger, you know. So I'm hoping that comes through for the one new teammate this week. And then I also see with our other company, I have to carry around like another notebook for our invoices. Like Dawn was saying, you got to invoice everything, you know. So I haven't done this since I was like 20, but I decided I'm just going to do it this year. I'm actually going to keep track like with a planner, like this notebook planner. So I've written down with my little check boxes how many, you know, it's just my own like tracking system, and did I actually do like my daily method of operations of so many, goals and all that good stuff. So that's basically how I feel like I'm going to move the fastest. And as I maybe tweak my plan or come up with it, it can change. But right now I feel like this is the way I can get this moving a little, if that makes sense,
Sure.
You know what, Connie? We all know so much about LifeWave already, and the patches and the science and that. And maybe when you're getting on your Zooms, do a little pep talk to yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Know that you know it. And also, it's like what Mark was saying, the less you talk, then you don't feel like you're anxious to have to explain something, and just
Right. Good
point blank
point.
direct. It's like when they see you're doubting yourself, then it might bring up more questions to them.
Right. Good point. That's a real good point.
Yeah.
Like just ask them questions.
Yeah, let them do the talking. And
And Connie, I think about the whole thing about other people. I thought about that too. I think if somebody already knows about LifeWave, they're gonna say something, right? If they don't, they don't. So there's no risk in thinking that you're gonna connect with the same person as somebody else knows. Sometimes I'll even ask them, do you know Mark, right? If you know Mark, then I'll ask them, are you in LifeWave or whatever? Because some people on our team, I don't even know who they are. So there's a chance I might connect with them on social media. But I don't think it's a big deal.
Right.
too many people out there. Yeah.
And I think we can work together also, like,
Yeah,
bring
exactly.
somebody in. It doesn't matter. Like Mark's, I've talked to some people that Mark's brought in, it's just whatever. He reached them. He reached out to them, or what do you want to do? He connected with them. I've already spoken with them, but whatever that, he brought them in. They're still on the team, but he brought them in. So, if we're on different lanes, then yeah, but I don't think that's a big deal either. I think we can all help and learn from each other anyway. So.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
I'm finding it hard to pick that number where to stop. There are people, for the people that are interested, and then as you follow them, maybe the third or fourth time, and they say that they are going to go in and join, and then you get a notification that they've joined from LifeWave. It's the follow-up with those people that is bothering me, to see how to help them grow and get further. And when you, everybody's time frame is so different. I think maybe getting through the holidays now might help settle that down. I know it has helped me settle me down, especially, and I'm so glad we waited till, the beginning of the year to even start this, because I was so disorganized, and I know I wouldn't have gotten as far as I have now. Just thinking about, okay, I got to get myself ready, and then, actually starting now. But the difference between when you bring someone in and they really are interested in the business, and seeing that they might go on their own, but yet somehow every once in a while I see someone stop. So going back and trying to make sure that you're have the connection. And what Tina was saying, really emphasizing our group and bringing in the importance of that group and that connection to keep us all going, or all of a sudden ring a bell in my head. Oh yes, I can go into my back office and find, my binary tree and who's above and who's below, and what leg to actually have somebody put on. All of those little steps, once you get a person started, whether they're just want to be a customer, then you can kind of set those aside to a group. And then another, a group that are really, they came in because of the business, and yet they haven't really started using the product, so they don't know the product's line. There's, once again, we get back to that organization and feeling scattered with everything. You can do something for a while, and then all of a sudden you feel real scattered, and how do I bring this back together?
First thing is, if somebody comes in, get them into social media's New Hollywood, whether through an email, a message, or in person, and point guide direct them to that and say, look, I'm on a 90-day run. My time's limited. If you've got any pertinent questions, get with me. I'll answer as soon as I can. Otherwise, here's where you go. Start there and show up on these meetings in the morning until we start our Tuesday night meetings again.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good.
I think I finally got that in my head last night. You got to use that. Social Hollywood is the.
That is, social media's New Hollywood is probably the biggest tool
Yeah.
we have, because it's got everything that any other group or company, those people don't have it. You sign
Yeah.
up with somebody and that's the last you hear of them, and you're on your own.
And trying to find it.
We all know that that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got all the product information and all the important stuff. You don't have to weed through stuff just to get up to
And
speed.
they can do it in their own time,
Yeah.
whichever direction they're going.
And what I found is I can't worry about people, you can't control what they're doing.
Hey,
So
gotta wait.
if they all of a sudden jump out and are active and starting to ask for stuff and do stuff, then it's cool. Otherwise, you can send them whatever you want, and they're not, you got to worry about moving forward and not pulling people up from behind. That's what I found. Just keep going
Right.
forward.
Yeah,
And-
if you get them on these meetings, they'll realize that, hey, there is a core group of people that are building a business, and if they want to be involved, they can. If they want to ask any type of questions in here, it'll probably be answered. Or you
Is
can send them
Carol
directly to, if they're a retail customer, send them to the retail customer page. That explains what needs to be done. So-
Is Carol still doing product work? I think she discontinued her weekly, Zoom meeting, but,
Just moved it somewhere else so we wouldn't know. Same with opening up a new messenger group. Ever since the deal didn't go through with Mark.
And there's a corporate product training somewhere, no? Calls?
Tuesdays and Thursdays, yeah.
Okay, maybe we should share some of that, because I've never even been on that, but that would be a good place to send people that need information.
Get them in that group and their page,
Okay, that's a LifeWave group,
right?
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, and is that in the back office, Brady, like those links, or?
Yeah.
It is?
said-
Okay.
Yeah, under events.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna look it up. I've never been to the product training stuff, but that would be a good place to send somebody to. Yeah. That, and Dee, you were talking about being worried about reaching out to people. I find if you completely separate everything from making connections to pitching the business or inviting to the business, there's a whole line. So when you're connecting with people, that's all you're trying to do is build up your friends list and your connections. If you think within that mindset, and that's truly what we're doing, we're just trying to make new connections and start a conversation with people. So if you remove that, you're not even going to talk to them about this business. You're just going to connect with them, and then it'll lead that way or it won't, right?
Right. I like that. That is definitely the challenge. I think day one, it was, okay, this is the 90-day run. We have to do it. It was just like the fervor of it all. And it was just like, and then, like I said, then all these just seemingly so random emergencies started to happen. And it was just like, oh my gosh, I'm failing the 90-day run. I'm just gonna get it done. I'm just gonna talk to people. I'm just gonna and it was just like this chaos. And I was just like, okay, this is not gonna be a 90-day success done if I am in this mentality. So
Very
I
well.
appreciate that, because like,
Yeah.
I'm excited and I really want to be successful in everything. And so, I just have to like,
Wow.
that's why I have to
We
do
also
yoga every
got-
morning.
We also got to realize there is a real thing called self-sabotage, right? It's a real thing. And you know what I was worried about yesterday? I was worried about nobody was going to show up on the meeting because everything was going to blow up for everybody and they wouldn't be able to make the meeting. That's self-sabotage. Your whole world caves in because you're wanting to change something or move something,
Right.
So you got to be aware of that.
I just put a message in there. That's what I'm sending out to followers.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I don't know how you feel about it.
Okay.
I mean, it's just direct. You follow me. Hey, we'll
Yeah.
take a look at this.
Mhm.
But you have to ask the question
Yeah.
somewhere. I'm practicing
Yeah.
with people that only follow me because I haven't spoke to them before.
And then just remember not to have any attachment to the outcome because you have no control over
Right.
that.
Right. Yeah, and that's a follow-up to that. Like the connection, if you take it out of your brain that you're gonna pitch somebody on something, but you have to move it into you have to follow up with everybody. There's no point in doing this. Do a whole bunch of work for nothing. So that, once you get to that stage that you want to send somebody something for sure. But the other thing I realized yesterday is how much time we got? 2 minutes. Action is energy. As soon as you start a little bit of action, just like you said, beginning of the call, Brady, like you can already tell stuff is happening from the day before. Yeah. Because as soon as you put action in energy, it creates energy. And then I just get
does.
messages all the time.
After I got
now.
into the first 10 or so, then I thought, hey, I can do this. I mean, this is the easy part. Now today will be a little more difficult because now I want to follow up with a short video message to each one of those people. Plus do another 20, 30, 40 today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus I got to follow up with the person that did get the information yesterday. So I've got to contact her. So.
Yeah. Cool. And I'm finding even those connections yesterday could lead into something completely unrelated, but it was a connection. Now it's like, oh, wow. Okay, cool. That's going somewhere, which wouldn't have happened if I didn't reach out yesterday to those people.
Well, I do like the idea of that little video, the one that Connie did for me. Like I said, I got one lead off that already. I think all of us should do that for each other. Danny, I sent you one earlier. Hopefully you saw it.
I opened it. I didn't want to watch it yet.
Okay.
Who, you afraid to? You think I'm pitching you on something?
It was just so early in the morning.
She didn't want to see Brady talking that early in the morning. No, I got mine, Brady. That was thanks. And I that's a great idea, doing some edification.
Just short, under a minute at least.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's great. Cool. Okay, we got 1 minute left. Tomorrow let's go over the fall, what do you want to call it? Tracking
CRM.
Strategies, what everyone's using. And we'll record that for people that can't get on the call so we can see the tracking. And the other tracking method I forgot is the manual method, what Brady's got on his wall right there. That's an easy method, writing it on a piece of paper, sticking a Post-it note up on the wall, that's probably the easiest. And I'll go over Trello because I'm happy with that. And then we can each go over what we're doing tracking wise, because that's an important part of it all.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I see you there, Tom and Margaret. So,
Hi, Jan.
bye, Jan. That's it for today.
Hey, everybody.
Have a productive day. Day number 2.
Yes.
Bye.
You got 89 days left. No, don't think about it that way. Go one more day today. That's it.
Yeah. Don't look at
One
that
day at a time.
staircase.